Welcome to fixitforgetit.com, where projects and ideas come together.
Hi, this is John from fixitforgetit.com. We're down on the workbench today, going to have a look at a little simple repair. This is a Blue-Point 1/4-inch drive ratchet. It's a pneumatic ratchet. A friend of mine gave me this, and he also gave me this central pneumatic. This is a little die grinder, and this is sold by Harbor Freight. So he gave me both of these tools. This one works fine, just needed a little bit of cleanup. This Blue-Point, the little valve in there, it's a little neoprene valve that fits right under that little screw head. It had worn out, which is fairly typical of this tool and similar tools. I thought it would be a cheap, easy fix. I was really surprised at how hard it was to find the little valve for this. I'll show you what it looks like. It's just a little neoprene valve. Has this little machined top on it where the spring slips over, and then if you can see right on this side it just has a little flat spot where the plunger goes. So it sits down in here like that, and the little plunger that's there pushes on this little flat, and then that opens the valve up. You let off the trigger, closes down, shuts off the airway. In order to find that little valve, you need to have the keywords to do the search. And first thing I'll do is show you this tool on Snap-on's website. Snap-on sells the Blue-Point product. This is the AT200D, and that thing was $246. I was really surprised at how expensive it was. So that was very nice of my friend to give me that tool. Actually, both of them very kind. So the other thing that kind of surprised me is how hard it was to find the parts manual for this. But I finally did track it down. Let's have a look at that. And there you see the AT200D. Once I found this, I was able to see that the part I needed is that little part number 7. And as we scroll down, we can see that part number 7 is AT700-8. And I found that on their website. Right there it is, AT700-8. It's only $5.35. I thought, great, we're making progress, until I started to check out. For that tiny little part, they want $14.95 to ship it. So you'd be looking at $20 and change. I thought I would continue to look around and try to find some part that might be interchangeable, and eventually I did. Let's have a look at that. This is on a website called replacementparts.com. There it is, throttle valve. This is the little pneumatic throttle valve for Chicago Pneumatic. And right there it is. It looked to be the same thing. I thought I would give it a shot. It's $4.28. And the shipping, I believe, was $5 and change. So this valve delivered is $10 and change versus the Blue-Point valve, which is $20 and change. So I gave it a shot, ordered it. This is the paperwork. I probably won't be able to see that. There we go. It is
a KF125190 and 726-33047 Chicago Pneumatic throttle valve, and it works absolutely perfect. Let's see, right there you can see part number KF125190. So I'm going to pop that in a second, but I'm going to show you something else interesting. If you get in a jam and you really need to get this pneumatic ratchet going, and you happen to have one of these little die grinders, the plunger and valve out of this die grinder will fit in this Blue-Point, and I'll show you that in a minute. And let's say you really needed to get this Blue-Point going right away. You can go to your local Harbor Freight and you can buy that little die grinder for $14.99. And if it's on sale and or you have a coupon, you can probably get it for even less. And you can take the plunger and valve out of that, put it in your Blue-Point, and you will be in business. And I'm going to show you that here in just a second. Okay, first thing we'll do is pull open this little Harbor Freight die grinder. Let's see if we can get that out of there. Okay, this valve is a little different. It has a hole in there in the bottom instead of just a little flat spot, and the little plunger goes right up in that hole. So let's have a look inside this Blue-Point. That's the spring. See if I can get that plunger out of there. So that's the Blue-Point plunger. That's the central pneumatic. So let's take this central pneumatic valve and plunger and put it in here in the Blue-Point. I have a little mini compressor that I keep on the workbench just to have compressed air when I need it. It's not very powerful. I think it only goes up to about 50 psi or so. So as you can see, that Chicago or Central Pneumatic little plunger and valve works fine in there. So in a pinch, or if you wanted to just buy that little $15 tool from Harbor Freight and get this over with, you know, that would work. Pop that back in. Now I'll put the proper plunger in the Blue-Point. Take this little flat on the nose of this valve, drop it down in there. Put the spring in. You know what? Doesn't want to go in there that way, so I'm going to put this spring on here like that, then pop it in there. Snug it down. Let's give it a test. I'll show you that little mini compressor. Just a tiny little thing. But that's it. Obviously this repair is nothing difficult. Very easy to do. The hard part is finding the darn part and finding it at an affordable price. Now you know where to get that. So I will have some affiliate links to some of the products that I mentioned in this repair, and those will take you directly to some of the tools and things that I used here. I'll also have a link. I'm not affiliated with Harbor Freight in any way, or Snap-on Tool or any of that, but I will have links to those websites also so that you can have a look at those. I will also have a link where you can download the parts manual for the Blue-Point, and again, that Blue-Point is the AT200D. Thanks for watching. This is John from fixitforgetit.com, and we will see you in the next video.